Hello. Hey, it's working now. Okay, sorry for that little dead air bit, but we are good. We are good. I know the live chat is now on the delay going to be like, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. But anyway, just stick with it. It doesn't matter now. You can hear me if I'm talking. Okay. So we're old school one camera today because I did a shoot yesterday and I haven't set everything back up yet. Right. It's the last scheduled live stream of the month. I'm going to go through what I've made in February. I'm going to show you what we're going to do today. Yes. So in February so far, we started here to, let's see, can I get this so it's all nicely framed? Yeah. Okay. 2 4x6 portraits, rainbow paper with a 4x12 insert of the B-side to that same paper, wasn't it? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Nice, easy composition, super. Then we've got, I don't know what the super was, just super easy to do, super easy composition. I don't know. Started a sentence and didn't know where it was going. Okay, second one, extended journaling. So this has a pocket here and then lots of journaling space here. So cake recipe back there, the story of what's in the picture here, little band of embellishment there. 4x12 again of this orange floral. Once I put the journaling on, I did toy with the idea of putting more embellishment up here, but I couldn't come up with something that actually made it feel right. So I decided to just leave it blank. But if you had something that felt like the right embellishment, then you could add in something up here. And I almost kind of thought, at first I was looking at like individual elements, and then I realized maybe because I'd used this strip down here, the thing to do would make a smaller strip and then scale smaller embellishments so that you're repeating this sort of design of a long box with smaller boxes on it. But I didn't have any embellishments left that matched that could make that idea work. But if you did, there you go. All right, moving on. So that was 1 4x5 photo. Then we went to 6. Again with a pocket, so there's a recipe pocket in here. And 6 3x4 photos in a grid, lots of scraps behind, and then brought in the black and white in a few little places. I like the black and white plus this floral, which I don't know that I would have guessed at the very beginning when I looked at the kit, but this background paper had this little splash of black ink, and I thought maybe bring the black in there, especially with the Oreos. And yeah, I really like this little black and white touch with that floral. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. Black cardstock, stenciling with oxides on top of the black cardstock. Did a little stamping with the oxides here too. Torn border strip here. Torn rainbow paper up at the top. These. I will say, this one keeps coming dislodged, unstuck. I was halfway between those two words. Words are hard. And it might be that it was getting knocked by this paper clip. It may be, that's not part of the design. If you didn't watch this video, that's there because there's a kid in the photo that I don't have permission to share. So just a word of warning if you have these stickers that you may need to monitor them and see if they need more adhesive. This one has stayed put just fine. So it may be that it's the paper clip interfering, but there we go. But that's all journaled. This is my thoughts to him, and this was me transcribing what he told me. So favorite things from the trip and 2 least favorite things because they were funny. He had the top bunk and they had to make their own bed with sheets, and he was not a fan. And although breakfast was great because they got a cooked breakfast and a bowl of cereal, and he was like, what? We never get both in my house. He thought dinner options were completely unfun. So I thought that was funny. So I put that in the journaling. But then more positive stuff than the negative stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Oh, I'm missing one in there. I picked up 2 instead of 1. Hold on. Oh, then Friday. Last Friday did 2 lives because I don't know what's good for me. This one with an inked background and the stencil on the diagonal. And then this building across here. So 2 3x4s, but you could make it more more photos by having fewer bits of paper. Yeah. Tags and boxes behind there, a journaling card down here that carries into the title, and a label just because Sophia really, really, really wanted the phrase pancake cake somewhere on the page, and it ended up there twice because I put it in the journaling too. Pancake cake, all the cakes, pancake cake. There we go. Dates on that one. Yep. Then this one got a comment where somebody said, are you going to put a date on it? Yes, but it's an old photo, so I just need to look it up and decide which album I'm going to put it in. Does it go in the trip album? Does it go in the annual album? Because I think I've scrapbooked this photo more than once. And I normally look those things up before I scrap them, but sometimes not, because sometimes I just decide, oh, I'm going to use that photo, and that was the case here. Okay? So this was the idea of, could I make a wreath? But then I realized all the stuff that I had left was square. Could I make a wreath out of squares? And I never would have tried that were it not for the kit and the challenge of trying to figure that out. And I'm really glad that I did, because I really like this in the end. Yeah. And I really like, I know some of you don't like tearing, but I really like how the torn edge came up, like how all the torn pieces fit together. That made me happy. Okay, the journaling on this is super duper simple. It's like one sentence that I've said a million times in my life, well, at least 30. And I may end up adding additional journaling to this once I decide which album it's going to go in. Okay? So don't ever feel like once you've put a page in and you've put a little bit of journaling because that's what fits with the design, don't ever feel like you're locked into that. There are loads of ways to add more journaling. We can just put something behind the page in the page protector between the two pages and put a little tag up at the top with string or yarn or whatever so that you can see that it's there, and you can write all you want. You're all good. Okay, so that's what I've done so far. But I still have quite an amount left in this kit, including 2 papers that I hadn't cut into. One of which I have now cut into. Hold on, I need to hit the magical unload button. There we go. So I've cut this cut file. And a shout out to Lisa, who watched Friday's second live and heard me say, I tried to cut this, but my Bluetooth is recognizing the silhouette but not saying that it can cut. And she said, watch this YouTube video because this is a thing. That whole, your Bluetooth will connect, but it won't in Silhouette software. And the video says, don't worry about the software. I've tried everything. It's not the software. You have to turn your machine over and find that there's a little door where the Bluetooth dongle lives. It's not an onboard Bluetooth. It's a tiny little dongle thing that sits into a USB thing. And apparently they fail. And so then you need to just replace that bit. So I have now looked up, we had one in the house, but that was not an improvement. So I looked up what kind it was, and it is like a $5. So I ordered it, and it's supposed to come tonight. But I ended up just putting the cable in. But a huge shout out to Lisa. I will report back on whether that works. And if so, I'll link the video for everybody next time. Cool? Right, so I cut this, which is a free cut file designed by Paige for Scrapbooking Cards today. It's available on their website. I linked it on my Instagram too, on the stories. But then I decided to get brave. Why is this brave? This is brave because I only had one sheet of this paper. And if the cutting messed up somewhere along the line, I would have to start all over again. But instead, we should have pieces that fit together like so. So what I was thinking was that this has a super cute background print too. And look, this makes it so that I can just use both. Can alternate the skies and the purple. Do we think? We think? And here's the photo. So I'm going to do one more photo from the weekend away. So I thought I was just doing the 2 layouts. So this one and this one. But then I was like, but I really like this photo. So I'm going to use it. It is a different blue than this, but I just feel like aqua and purple is a good fairy color combination. So we're going to do that. I love that you appreciate my bravery of cutting that. But it's going to save you watching me cut out a gazillion hearts, right? Yeah. A lot of hearts. Okay, so the question then is, what am I putting this on? Because that's all well and good, but it needs a background. So there is a background that I haven't cut into, but I don't think it's the right one for this. So I'm going to have to come up with something else for that, which I'm okay with, because I'm going to challenge myself to something, but I'm not going to tell you in case I fail. You know how I feel like this is when I would switch cameras, but I don't have the other camera on. So you know how sometimes you tell everybody you're going to do something because then you're accountable? I'm at the opposite of that. There's something I really want to do that I've really wanted to try and do for a long time. I feel like I might be in the place to do it, but I'm not 100% because I've never tried to do it before. And I don't want to promise something and then be apologizing. So I've made a promise to myself inside my head that I'm going to try something, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. But it does involve this getting used. So if you still have this, please don't feel bad. I do have a plan for it. Cool? Cool. Right, I better do my advertising speech. Then there are some questions in the comments that I'm going to answer, and then we're going to figure this out and make this. Okay, so advertising speech. Hi, my name's Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes. That's what I look like, by the way, even though I don't have the other camera on. That's me. And I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby, it is my job, and that means anytime I scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and legally I have to make sure you're aware of that. Are you aware of that? Cool. Thank you for coming to watch my hashtag advertising. I appreciate you, whether you watch live and you're chatty, whether you watch from Tomorrowland. I hope the future is a good place, and I hope that you're feeling creative and crafty. If you want to buy the same supplies that I use, or support this by taking a class or shopping for stuff, you can do that using the links in the description box. Speaking of, there will be a new shopping list on Friday that'll be for the April kit. So the March shopping list is there now. If you would, sorry, I just read the question and my brain went directly to the question. If you want to order the March kit, it's not too late, that's still linked, and we'll start scrapping with that on Friday. But also, I'm going to put some in the April kit, but I can't tell you exactly which pieces because the way I build the kit is to make sure there is inventory at the time that the kit goes live. And inventory can change a lot from Monday to Friday. So, Paige Evans' new collection is in stock at scrapbook.com. You can use the kit link to go check it out, but I'm going to put some in, but I can't tell you which pieces because it'll be down to what is in stock on Friday morning. Cool? Any questions about that? But I just wanted to give you a heads up that if you were looking for her new stuff, it's there. It's at scrapbook.com, and you can use the share sell link for the March kit, and then you can shop from there. Awesome. Thanks for using my affiliate links. I appreciate it. Okay, questions in the comments. Jen says that she loves this cut file. Would you ever do more colors for the hearts? Yes, I have done them many times. In fact, I have done this. There's a Baby Yoda layout I did that was a rainbow of patterns that I really like. I say Baby Yoda. We were dressed as Grogu and Mandalorian, but it was before we knew that Grogu had a name. And the funny bit was that WB kept calling the show the Baby Yoda show. And so when he chose our clothes to Disney Bound that day, he said, we're going to be Baby Yoda and the other guy. And so that's what I called the layout because I thought it was really funny that the show is actually named for the other guy, but he didn't remember that. Cool. Right. Next question was, and I have also done, sorry, first question. So I've done rainbow along the lines. I've also just done, this is the end of a set of supplies, and I still like these papers, so random hearts all over the place. Yeah. Cool. Right. Diane says, where do you put all your layouts? Do you put all of them in albums? Yes! Yes. 100% yes. I make a lot of pages, but I believe in the book, in scrapbooking. It's really a big deal to me. In fact, I said that on Friday on the second live, I was gonna show you what my January looked like in the album all done. And then I forgot to do it on the live, and then I thought, I could do it today. And then I realized, you know what? I could just make a normal, non-live, like streamless video of it. So I have. So you'll be able to see that this week. But yes, I very much put my pages in albums, and I believe in making them tell stories as a book. When people, like, Americans tend to know what scrapbooking is as a craft. If you say, oh, what's your hobby? Oh, scrapbooking. And people go, oh, okay, because they know what that is. In this country, they do not. So I have to explain. And my answer is always, it's writing your life story, writing your own life story, but in a crafty way. So yes, I very much believe in the book part of scrapbooking. There we go. There we go. Jen says, would I have done more colors on my own? I actually went with the 2 this time because I kept looking at this paper and really liking both sides, and I only bought 1 sheet of it. So I kept trying to figure out what to do. Then I almost went with a half and half background, and then when I realized that there was a cut file request, that's where I came to the idea. There we go. And I have done hand cutting on a live stream before. In fact, I think I did the Baby Yoda page live. I think. Right. Yes. Baby Yoda and the Other Guys season 3 starts on Wednesday, which is exciting. Strakar says, is the website issues that you are having fixed? Yeah. So that's the bold pattern paper class. Yeah. And all 4 videos are there, and everybody can reply once they're in there. No problem. Okay. And there are a couple people, Jen, who's here, and I don't know if anybody else is experiencing this, but oh my goodness, it's like a massive Q&A all of a sudden. I should scrapbook while we do this. So Jen's web provider keeps deciding that my website is phishing and won't let her log in. I'm not phishing, but apparently me just saying that doesn't make it verifiable. So the answer is that I'm looking at what can fix that problem. That's basically the answer. I'm not sure about that polka dot, but the greens are blue, and the bluey greeny is different enough that I don't like it on that. Okay, keep looking. I've used all the pink. I don't think, I could do yellow. Maybe. What would that look like on yellow? Huh. Better than I thought. And that is the 3rd color up here. We got blues, we got purples, and we got this bit of yellow. Okay. Yellow. Who knew? Jolene says, what will the next use what you buy be? It's going to be stickers. Isn't that what I said? I did announce it at one point. I don't have my notes in front of me because I planned out the next 3. But I think stickers is next. Okay. So, and somebody wanted to know, now I've lost track of who asked, did I cut the same cut file twice, or are the hearts a little bigger? So with some cut files, you can just, you can click and release compound path, and then that will let you isolate the different lines so that you could just cut the hearts. But with this particular cut file, when I released the compound path, I just got one big blob. So that was not helpful. So I went ahead and cut the same cut file again, but slightly larger. I wasn't very brave in terms of how much bigger, so it's not going to be a brilliant one to make from the background, because is it almost perfect fit? It's an almost perfect fit. It's like, It is a micrometer bigger. I don't know, I got scared of how much bigger to make it. And it basically fits right inside. I did not move it nearly enough. Maybe I can just can I put it down just from the front? Let's see. Because normally what I would want to do is release the compound path so that I get rid of the outside edge, and then increase the size of the hearts so that they fit nicely from the back, so that they have enough extra that you can glue them to that frame. But I didn't make it big enough. So will it just fit from the front? Almost not quite. So I am going to have to do it from the back, but it's going to be trouble. Oh, I made my life harder rather than easier. Okay, it's all right though. So because I couldn't release the compound path, I do get the bonus of I have this again in the cloud print, and I have the white here. So look what I've got. Bonus page. There, yeah, because those are going to fit inside. So there we go, there we go. I can make 2 backgrounds instead of 1. Right. Okay. Sophia says she really needs that class. She has an entire 12 by 12 art bin full of scrapbooking stickers. Because she forgets to use them, she gets so wrapped up in paper and using scraps. That's okay, that's okay. All right. Lori says she does not have a cutting machine, but she's thinking of drawing and hand cutting hearts on her own to make background like this. You could totally do it. Jen says, could you use this page as a template to place all your hearts? Oh, to place it down here. But then how would that be different than just using this one? Yeah. Okay. Also, a reason that I'm not worried about what order I peel these off and stack them up in. So if it was a pattern where the design is big enough that it goes across the whole line, yeah? So if it's got a stripe, if it's got something that carries across into multiple hearts, then when you piece it together into the frame, you want it to match up. So in that case, I wouldn't take them all off, and I'd do them one at a time. But the pattern is all small, and nothing goes across, so it doesn't matter. It's not going to matter which order they go in. Yeah. Cool. Just thought I'd clarify in case you got a paper where it did not work. All right, so let's work out where these are going to go. I get this whole stack. So what I'm going to do is place them, stick them to the background, and then pick up the white piece and put it back down. Like that. No, short rows start purple. Okay. Yeah. So this way, I know you might think, don't make both short rows start with purple, because now there's like quite, the purple feels heavy maybe, but it's because it gets two like big lines and the blue over here is uneven. It just gets one rather than the big connected line. But I like how it keeps it connected. So if I do this, no, I don't love. So I'm gonna go that way. Yeah. I haven't sketched this. Here's how I would sketch it. Anyway, photo's gonna go in this quadrant down here. There's gonna be layers, obviously. And journaling card here. Yep. Title is then going to fit over here. And then so yes, things will get covered up. Don't freak out about that. Okay. Right. Then I will put some extra embellishment in here, but I'm not sure where they're going to fit. It'll be somewhere connected in there. Ding, 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 ding. There you go. Okay. Then. See you later, Lori. Right. Okay. I think everything. Oh, I've lost one. Where did it go? Got it. Got it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that this is straight where I want it. And then start sticking. So basically, like what Jen said about using it as a template. So what I want to do is I'm not running the adhesive all the way to the edges. So it's not going to stick to the front of this white piece here, the white frame. It's just going to tuck into the bottom of each little heart shape here. And then I've put the adhesive in like a V, not even like a V, a V. I've put adhesive in a V. Yeah. So that then I can put the bottom of the heart into the bottom of the heart frame. And then I'll have to wiggle the white frame out, but then I'll be able to glue it over the top. And we should be all good to go. Now you could also pop up a whole silhouetted background, cut file background like this. And I quite often like a big popped up background, but if you're going to do that, it needs to all be one piece unless you only want to pop the frame, which is very fiddly because those pieces are tiny. So you'd need to not do it this way. You'd be needing, if you want to pop the whole thing, you need to stick these to the back of the white frame and pop the whole thing unless you only want to pop the white. Yep, so you can pop all of it, none of it, some of it. You can even pop like this. So you could glue the white down and then pop each of the hearts. So that's an option too. You can pop the white or you can pop the hearts. What am I doing? Why are you not tracking today? I feel like it's my hand though. I was doing some journaling on Pages this morning. And I kept like, I've gone through phases where I've done this before. We're just like, I get loop happy, just writing and then end up with an extra loop at the end of the word, which is really embarrassing when your name is Shimelle, because it like E-L-L-E is like a lot of loops. And sometimes I get loop happy and I add an extra E to the end of my name. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, when I was journaling today, I was a bit loop happy. And so now that I can't work my adhesive, I'm like, is my whole arm loop happy? Did I accidentally have coffee that wasn't decaf? That is possible. Sometimes, not in the house, but I have had a coffee out of the house this morning on the school run. So it is possible. Or it could just be that I'm loop happy. There we go. All right. Debbie says this process is easier than cutting them out one by hand for sure. Yes. Yeah. As long as your machine is working fine and you're not having any problems. So I cut the white one first and I made sure that it cut everything without any trouble. Which I was pleasantly surprised with because I hadn't used my machine in a little while because I had an argument with my machine and we needed a break. Well, plus I needed a break because there, some of you will identify with this and others of you will not. Sometimes when I like a technique or I get into a technique, then I use it a lot. You can put your hand up if you also identify with this. So then I got some very honest critique of you might be leaning a little too much into the cut files, Shimelle, because a bunch of us don't have machines and it's not enjoyable. So I was like, well, I'll just take a big break from it because the last cut file I had cut, I'd had stress getting it to work properly. And between that and people saying, it's really not for me, I was like, okay, I'll take a big break. But I'm okay with coming back to it now, and it was handy that it worked. But I will try to keep myself in moderation and not overdose. But I can't promise because, hi, this is how my creativity works. Look, some people in the comments going, yep, same. Status check has hot coffee, a fruit Danish, and this live, a very Hugo morning with the storm outside. Well, me with anything involving Hugo is a huge compliment because I would be like, I'm a bit high maintenance for Hugo. So I'm going to take it beautifully that you can be chill and cozy while I stick paper to other paper. I love that it ends up therapeutic for other people. It definitely doesn't end up therapeutic for the Adhesive Avenger having to listen to me live stream in the house. Although I think he's learned to either switch it off or put headphones on if I'm too stressful. But sometimes I am what the kids today say is cringe. I'm a little cringe sometimes. It's okay though. I'm here to own my cringiness. WB is really good at owning his cringe, and I find it refreshing and brilliant and hilarious. So a kid said to him that Mickey Mouse was for babies. And of course, if it had been me at that age, I would have crumbled and then been like, I can't have Mickey Mouse anything anymore and get rid of all my Mickey Mouse clothes or whatever. And WB was like, does it hurt you that I like Mickey Mouse? It really doesn't matter. Like, you like stuff that I don't like, so I can like stuff that you don't like. It doesn't hurt you. And when he recounted the conversation to me, he was honestly more shocked that somebody would be bothered to say this. And he was like, Mommy, he just kept saying that it was cringe. And I'm like, what does that matter? Like, who cares if I'm cringe? Like, go, child, go. Who cares if I'm cringe? That is the life attitude to have, I tell you. But hey, this template bit seems to have worked. I'm pretty much there. I'm a little skew-iff down here. Only a tiny bit. So let's just get this last little heart in the right place. By the time you get like this far down with the an outline cut file, they kind of bend out of place as you pull them around. So don't panic and freak. Don't panic and freak out and pull. That's the word I'm looking for. Freak out and pull the whole thing off. Don't do that. Just wiggle the last little corner or whatever you need to move. So I've got this one and this one are off by the tiniest bit. So I'm just going to lift up that little bit and wiggle them back down into where they need to be, or you can move this by a tiny little bit. Not that much. There we go. Okay. Oh, this one has no glue. That's why it's not sticking. Susan has lots of loops in her last name. Reddle. That is a lot of loops. And she sometimes gets loop happy too. Oh, I love that you all love his response. Exactly. Why does it matter if I'm cringe? I can like stuff that you don't like, and it's all good. You can like stuff that's different than what I like. May this generation feel that way all the time. Embrace your weird. It's all good. I was just looking for my brayer, but I've clearly pulled it out to use it. And I don't know where I put it. Anyway, that's okay. Oh, you know what I used it for? For setting up my cutting mat. I brayered the paper onto my cutting mat to make sure I had no bubbles. So I've put it somewhere clever. Anyway, we'll forget about that. It's stuck down. I can always do it this way. Oh, does this one lack adhesive too? There we go. Here, if you don't have a brayer, do it this way. Just make sure your desk is clean before you turn it over. All right, all stuck. Bend and snap. Hello, Pamela. You are very welcome to a live anytime. So here we go. Now, as it is the last days of February, that means it is almost the days of March. And some of you know what that means. Are you ready? Can you handle it? Oh, Jen says, does the live chat group here also have an alter ego type name? You don't. I've never given the audience a name. You should, I think it needs to come organically from the membership. So those of you who are there. So if you come up with something that you think is a good name for the live chat crowd, that's what I tend to think of you in my head, is the live chat crew or the live chat crowd. But that's not very catchy or specific. So yeah, you can come up with something. That'd be brilliant. And so yes, March means my child picks my clothes for an entire month of Disney bounding. And it means that my Instagram goes completely bonkers. And it means that my scrapbook pages will all be pictures of him and me together dressed up. That's what you're going to get in March. That's what we do. I make a lot of pages for March because we do a portrait every single day. We actually had to cheat a little bit this month. Can you believe it? Because his schedule on Friday does not allow for a portrait session, even a quick one, because we go straight from school to lessons, and the lessons don't finish until the sun has gone down, so we can't do photos after the lessons. And he has to wear a uniform for the lessons. So we started early to make up for the Fridays. So we have photographed 3 already, and we're going to do one this afternoon, I think. So I say I think because we're going to fit it into the window that goes from school pickup to swimming, where we just go from one place to the other. But we are wearing the right clothes. I need to sort out my hair, but that's doable. That's doable. Okay, what am I going to mat with here? So pink, yellow, aqua, blue. what do we got left? But I really like this. I want to use this side, but not on this page. So that B side would work if you're not in love with the orange floral, but I am in love with the orange floral. Oh, I also saved the wrong color of enamel dots. That doesn't work with this. I saved one color thinking I'll use that on the last. Okay, so that's going to have to go with these other bits. It's fine. It's fine. I have a sneaky plan. It's going to be okay. Not red. We've got, I don't think that works either. I mean, the labels work, obviously, but this could be okay. No. Orange? No, it's not. It's not right. Okay. It's black and white. Then in Doodlebugs, I have just red and green left. So that doesn't work. Okay. Well, we're going to see what we can do here. Elaine suggests we could just do some sort of pajama costume thing. But I don't think I wouldn't, and no, we don't have it in us. We just don't have it in us on a Friday. So instead we took them in advance to make up for the Fridays. And we had nice weather yesterday, so we did one before his lessons and one after his lessons. And that was quite fun. So have a bit of pink there. I want this box here. But then I was thinking, dangerous, I know, that I could use this side. What did I do there? Go. So we got, oh, and I had a little piece of turquoise crosshatch. I've even got a little bit of turquoise stripe. So we can make this work. Right. Ink. Black. Black? Yeah. Which one of these? Yep. Elaine says, it sounds like a lot of laundry. Yeah, so he picks the clothes and I have to do the laundry. But I make him help me write notes and stuff so that, because sometimes there'll be pieces that repeat. So he can't just pick spontaneously because then he'll be like, this has to be washed already. And I'm like, no, that's not how this works. Nope, your mother is not doing that. So there we go. Oh, that's funny. Anne says in her head, she calls the live chat crew the Mellies, which is really funny because it may be surprising, but no one has ever given me the nickname Mel or Melly in my life, ever. Shim, Shimmy, Shim Shimmery, all of those things happen, yes. Shim is a funny one because I feel like Shim is... If I let you call me Shim and I don't say anything about it, then either I'm feeling very awkward or more likely we've become quite good friends because people who are like very close are totally allowed to call me Shim. It feels natural. I don't mind it. When strangers call me Shim, I'm like, oh, no. Because it doesn't feel like a name. It like it feels too much. Well, one, I know it is like, you know, it's a hardware term. But yeah, I'm just like, no, the whole thing is nice. It has a ring to it. But to call me a version that doesn't sound at all name-ish, no. I know it's like the silliest belief ever. Oh, I was nearly to the end, and that's why it was blown up. Is that it? Are you almost done? No. No, it's just me. No, maybe it's not just me. Something's going click. But, oh, there was just like, something was just sticking. I feel like it's unstuck now. Oh, no. No, I've never had a scrapbook.com one do this. Okay. Maybe I have just pushed it too much to the limit. There's not a whole lot left on there, but there's some. But yeah, I don't have a way to twist. And when this happens, no, we're not friends. So let's just, let's put a new one in, and I'll deal with that later. Now, let me be careful because there are two things that sit in that same little storage spot, and they both are blister packs with cardboard, and one of them is this, and the other one is sea monkey food and a pipette for their tank. So I don't want to get the wrong one. All right, we're going to see. These are from the same package, so we're going to see what happens. Where was I? So here. Here. Cut this down smaller, I reckon. Haha, Elaine says the hero hecklers. I do like that. I do like that. Laura's phone always autocorrects to Shim. You know, I think I'm okay with that. What I do find funny is that my phone and a lot of people's phones autocorrect Shimelle to Shamble. And I find this really funny because, yes, that is the right autocorrect for me. I am often a shambles. It's just meant to be. And it makes me laugh because sometimes people won't catch it and they'll send me an email or a message and they'll say, "Hey, shambles," and then they'll notice after they've sent it and they'll be like so apologetic, and I'm just laughing like, it's fine, don't worry about it, it's accurate. Okie dokie. I had some turquoise and white stripe left over from one of the cut aparts. Here. Oh, I don't know, Kay. What's going on with the YouTubes? I don't know. It's not playing nicely, I guess. Yeah, I didn't. This one was scheduled and just went on at the normal time. Yeah, so we're getting to kind of here. I want this as an embellishment and a journaling piece. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and stick some Papio strips on the background there. Was trying to decide whether to add in a bit of this, either side of it. Oh, I do actually quite like that, just as a corner piece. Hold on, she says with, okay, so. ink that now that it's attached, because I was silly and could have inked it while it was cut and not all flimsy and hard to hold on to. But I didn't do that, because that would be practical, sensible, smart, clever, all these things. So I didn't do it that way. Of course not. Okay. Now, placing them on kind of angled lines so that the pop dot strip is holding different pieces together. It's making it stronger. Yeah. Bye, Pam. And Sophia, I hope you're feeling better and get some energy, some sleep, all these good things. Okay, that's probably enough to put it all in place. Oh, leaning in to the 80s rock girl vibe, like Jem and the Holograms and Barbie and the Rockers. I'm still excited that one day Danny, who watches here and follows on Instagram and works in Orlando for a magical company, she has a Dana Barbie from Barbie and the Rockers, and Dana was my favorite. And last year, one of the Disney Bound days, was it last year in March or was it 2 years ago in March even? I can't remember which March. Anyway, one year Barbie was a theme and we did Barbie and the Rockers and I absolutely loved it. I think it might have been 2 years ago. I can't remember now. I'd have to look. Anyway, it was great fun. And then Danny found her Dana doll and was like, right, you're going to come here and we're going to have an adventure day with Dana. And I'm very much looking forward to that. Oh, Sarah's poorly as well. Oh my goodness. Everybody get better, okay? Feel better. All right, so that's going to go kind of here. Look, those little hearts that I was making sure the frame was right in the right place, they don't matter. It's all covered up. And then I need something to journal on. It needs to be kind of that shape. Glitter Girl and the Sparklers. Shimelle and the Papillos. Shimelle and the Paper Pushers. Shimelle and the Sparklers. I love it. I love it. Don't pick a Glitter Girl name, though. Yeah. Glitter Girl's audience would need a separate name. I can't deal with the pressure of having... Oh, wait. This could be a journaling piece, couldn't it? Okay, maybe a journal on that. Yeah, go with Shimelle rather than Glitter Girl because I'll crumble under pressure. Shimelle and the Boopers! And you guys are teeny boopers. I love that. I really do love that. The teeny boopers. Okay. How does it sound if I say, good morning, sparklers? Britt, you are definitely live. Hello. Welcome to the Madhouse. Welcome to the House of Fun. Right, what else is going on here? So am I going to journal on that? This one. I mean, it's short journaling because it's really just cutesy photoness. Ah, that fits nicely on top there. Okay, I'm going to take the end down a little bit. Okay. Welcome to the House of Craft. Doobie doobie doo. I like it. The House of Craft. and like a shopping list is is your temptation. We love a bit of stash. Okay. So then I feel like it needs to grow up here this way. Oh no. Okay. I said out loud today, I need to put the do not disturb on. And did I remember? No. I have it all set up. I have this special setting on my phone so that it will only come through with a specific number. And I forgot to turn it on. Arg. Oh, AJ says, are you able to make a poll? I think I can make a poll in the community tab, like where I can leave like little messages, and I think I can do a poll there. I'm just checking to see. Oh, I can make a poll here. Hold on, I've never done this before. Or maybe I have once. Okay, I have to type in the suggestions though. What are you lot called? Teeny boopers. Sparklers. What else we got? The hecklers. Okay. So you should have a poll now. Look at me being fancy. Oh, and it gives me this like live update where it's like going zoom, 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 zoom. Oh, how funny. Okay, I'm gonna let that run while I work this out. Okay. What am I calling this madness? Right. It's a fun one. Oh! Something else is having a, like, Teeny Boopers was way in the lead and then it sunk right down. Amazing. The things we can do on the internet. Who knew? Now, I could put labels in here. Oh, that's a sticker. That's why it's not coming off. Oh, I so have House of Fun stuck in my head now, and that means I can't be the only one, and I'm really sorry. I mean, I do love a bit of madness, but it is a definite earworm. Sophia says, while you're voting, while you're clicking at stuff on the screen, hit the thumbs up button. Thanks, Sophia. She is on it. She's like the head peanut in the gallery for asking you to thumbs up. She's got a peanut duty. Okay. Let's try some labels. And then I just realized that blue kind of works. Should I try some little speech bubbles in here? 1, 2. I don't really want to add red in. So I guess I could do, this just has the tiniest bit of red and so does this. I don't know how wow fits into here, but okay. Status check is like, whoop, nope. This is a step too far. I'm just a watcher. Just a watcher, not a booper, not a sparkler. Which is absolutely okay. And Sophia wants to know, she has just made a cartoon image of herself in a peanut costume with a Shimelle nerd badge. That's funny. Right, so all that time I did not have to hand cut hearts is now going to hand cut 3 speech bubbles, which I may or may not like the look of once they're on the page, but I'm going to give it a whirl because I like this bit of blue. Talking about needing a Shimelle nerd badge cracks me up because way back, the first year that I was doing this full time, and I traveled to a lot of conventions, I used to have little badges I wore an apron when I taught. I have this little just tool belt kind of apron where I would have boopers of all things. But yeah, little bits that you might need in class, and I would just put them in the pockets of this apron and walk around that way. One of the pockets was filled with little badges that I made on a Badget machine, which is like a kid's toy. I still have. It's very useful. And there were a bunch that were different nerd labels. I don't think there was Shimelle nerd, but there was like Christmas journal nerd, and there was definitely scrapbooking nerd and crafting nerd in there. Because I just really quite liked the word and the terminology, and so I put it on a badge. And if somebody if somebody said something that I felt like they really also would embrace the word nerd, then I'd just pop it on their desk. And I don't know if anybody ever kept any of these little badges. I probably would give away like 5 or 10 over the course of a weekend, just at random when I remembered and somebody struck me as the right match for the badge. Oh, that's so funny. They're probably all rusty by now because, this is what happens with metal embellishments. Sarah says you should make them on purpose and sell them to Boopy Sparklers. No, it's okay. If you want merch, you can buy a Scrapbooking is my superpower t-shirt or sticker. Which I know I don't market very well. But it does crack me up if I have a month where I just sell like 1 sticker and they send me a royalty check for $1. This month you have earned $1. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'll make sure I don't spend it in one place. All right. How can I make these work? Like that one there, right? I should look at the time. We're good. We're good. Oh, Loki and Sylvie badges to pass out. I love it, Sarah. I love a bit of crafty geekery, going out and making something to share. I was giving out crafty geeky advice last night because it's World Book Day coming up this week. So it's actually Thursday, but our school is scheduled to be closed on Thursday because there's another teaching strike. So unless that gets canceled, they wouldn't be in school on World Book Day. So, so our school is doing it on Friday, but some schools will do it on Thursday. Anyway, regardless of which day you celebrate World Book Day. I always end up outfitting like half of our class. So on Friday, I just posted to say, don't buy something that you're only going to wear once. Let me know what character you want to be, and we'll see what we can sort out. And other people in class also joined in helping, which is great. And our class is really usually quite on it. Cool. Then, then somebody in like the wider school chat was in a panic, going, I can't believe that I have to go buy something that my kid's only going to wear once. And I was like, you don't. Chill. What is it that your kid wants to be? And I'm thinking it's going to be something like really specific to a costume that you buy at the shop or whatever, because she's had this big reaction of, I can't believe I just don't want to do it. And the costume in question was Matilda. You don't need to buy anything to be Matilda. Matilda is a normal kid in normal clothes. She just has a lot of books and some superpowers, but she doesn't dress like a superhero. And somebody came on and like was trying to give specific instructions to dress like the 1990s American movie version of Matilda. I'm like, this generation won't know her. That is not who they see as Matilda. They will see the Matilda that's on the books, which is the Quentin Blake illustration where she wears a blue dress and has kind of zigzaggy stick figure hair. And that's it. She sits on lots of books. Or they will know the version from the musical now, the movie that's out now, where she wears a gray school uniform. Right? And so I'm like, but all you need to do is put a kid in normal clothes and tie a bunch of books together. She can be Matilda. Like, done deal. So weird. So anyway, yes. So this week I have my favorite sewing project of the week, which I measured him for this morning, but I have not cut into the fabric. We've been to the fabric store. We've done that. Anyway, so I this week shall be World Book Daying and talking lots of parents off ledges about you do not need to buy anything. So if anybody out there is still stuck and you need help at telling, like figuring out how to make a costume harder than Matilda from stuff you might have at home, just say. We can do that. We can totally do that. If I'm putting cheesy speech bubbles, I'm going to make the cheesy sunglasses part of it too. Hi, Sarah, who could only pop in for a minute. We're all good. But we are voting on what the live chat crew should be called, because apparently live chat crew is neither specific nor endearing nor fun enough. But there's also the crowd that do not want a name, and I'm okay with that. I respect your choice to not be called that. Sarah says, who is WB going for as World Book Day? For World Book Day, I will say, I'm not going to. He's going to do his own reveal, so I'm not going to totally tell you, but I will tell you that I have a lot of green fabric in my house right now. And has no idea what character to do for dress of day, and just finished reading Matilda a few weeks ago. Oh, there you go. You can totally do Matilda. Elaine says she misses doing World Book Day, even though it was a pain at the time. Yeah. It like, you have to, I think you kind of have to embrace it or do it as minimally as possible. And, I don't do minimal, so we embrace here. But there is a really funny story with who WB has chosen to be. Because, there's this seamstress that has sewn for WB many times over the years. Started with a Mickey outfit, also made the pink and purple Mary Poppins tuxedo, and then this past Halloween made the Sleeping Beauty Prince costume. Right. I commissioned a special outfit, super secret. Now, normally, WB art directs little gun tank and will do like sketches and descriptions and tell me what to say. Sometimes he types it all out in a message. Yeah. But I was like, I'm going to surprise him. So I came up with this and sent the idea over. And little gun tank was like, yes, I'm totally on board with that. Brilliant. So you know what he's chosen is exactly the same thing, right? And how can I say like, no, you can't can't do that for World Book Day without giving away, because I've already commissioned that for you as a birthday present, which it may make it for birthday or it may make it later in the year. I don't know. But on one hand, yay, I really know my child. On the other hand, I'm sewing something that somebody else is sewing. So I'm trying to do it differently so that they will be two very different green costumes, but they're both green. Oh, child. Sarah says, don't mess with WB's theatrics. That is it. That is actually it. Okay, what am I going to call this and what kind of words am I going to use? Do I just stick the XOXO on and use that as a title? Is that bonkers? I kind of like the idea. What do we think? You know, I could use the polls all the time to be like, is this a good idea or is this a bad idea? Oh, there's orange and red though. I really just want this one. I just want these two. Boop, boop, like that. Just singular XO, not multiple XO. All right. So yeah, if you are new since last March, please do follow our adventures on Instagram, but also have a big warning that March is intense. And I post a lot in March. So I don't post a lot normally. But then in March, all bets are off. 3 posts a day, why not? So there we go. There we go. Kind of like that. Yep, that's fine. I can't make any of these. No, the phrases work unless we do for like ever, as in being like, I'm a very weirdo child for like ever. I think that's too much of a stretch. Right. So journaling's going to go on here. It's very pastely. It needs a punch of something. Sophia says, if you are new since last March, hold on to your hats. It's going to get busy around here. But it's good busy. It's super fun, super creative, super hilarious. I'm looking at my little Altenew rainbow here. What do we got? Let's just bring the whole thing out. If I got a purple, I do have a purple. Of course. Okay. Maybe the pink too. Right. So the only color I have left in the kit enamel dots is like a pinkish red, and it's not gonna work. So we're gonna do this. Hold on to your Mad Hatter hats. Amazing. It's this purple, isn't it? Okay. What? I'm going on a different diagonal? What's... yeah. Okay, so I think I'm going to go here. That's in purple. We got... I don't have another one of those, do I, by any chance? No. Okay. So... that middle one is still okay, though. That's nice, though. Sophia is pointing out that I just asked if I had a certain color of enamel dots after I showed you this rainbow of all new. Yeah. I'm not saying I make sense. Kim is new-ish around here. What's my Instagram name? Are you ready? Are you ready? It's Shimelle. Just Shimelle. Shimelle. Instagram.com/Shimelle. You will find me. Yes, and then you can follow the fun of March. So basically, if you are new and you're like, what do you mean? I'm just going to go bonkers. So the Disney Bound Challenge is a list of different themes for dressing up every day of March. And WB interprets that list, picks our clothes, and we take a picture. But on a personal level, I don't like my Instagram to be entirely portraits. And I like it to be balanced with photos versus scrapbook pages. So that means that I do at least 2 posts every day. I'll do the Disney Bound portrait, and then I'll do a scrapbook page. And sometimes it will be that photo scrapped, but sometimes not. And sometimes I will go through and I'll make like what I consider to be like a resource post. So I might go through and like if our outfits include a lot of red, then I might post 10 scrapbook pages I've made with red. And they'll just be from all different time periods. And then if you find yourself needing that sort of resource, you can bookmark it. Right. But then, do I add the royal blue? Yeah, let's do it. But then they brought in reels. And I just really like my feed to stay nice and balanced and patterned. So then I started adding in a reel each day, which means for March, 3 posts a day, if I can manage. And the reels will be different sorts of things because they will sometimes be scrapbooky and sometimes be Disney Boundy and sometimes be something in between. We have filmed one already that involves dancing. So be kind. But it's something that the 2 of us do together. We have a lot of fun. It has the odd moment of being like, oh, come on, we've committed and we need to finish this up now. But by and large, we laugh an absolute ton. And we do really silly things that make me quite proud of us for weird reasons. So, for example, when we shot photos yesterday, we did both of yesterday's shots in very public London places. And that meant that we just rocked up with a tripod and a remote in a public place in front of lots of people and just acted like they weren't there. And over the years, we've got used to it. It's fine. So there we go. Right. Journaling's going to go on here. I think I'm going to think a little bit about what I'm going to journal with this. And then if it needs a separate title, I'll add in a title. What I'm thinking is that if I do add a title, the letter stickers I've got in the kit would not be the right call. I've got red small ones or I've got big black letters. This is not a page where you want to like now throw in a bunch of black. So what this feels to me is pink tiles, little tile letters. So I might do something like that, but I think I need to figure out what angle I'm taking with the journaling, because mostly is cute photo, if I'm allowed to say that, and I just wanted to make a cute page with a cute picture. But I do use pages like that to tell other stories, not just this is a cute picture. I mean, if I wanted to do it like that, I don't think there's any harm in using phrases like felt cute, might delete later. That sort of, you could make that a title and run with it. But yeah, I think for now, I'm going to leave the title off while I figure out what I want to write about. And then if I do add a title, I'll see if I can do it in pink tiles. And then some gold. Let's put the gold on it and leave it to dry because it can dry while I'm away from my desk. So far, 55% of you are going for boopers. Oh, Jackie says, as we're all mad here in the chat, maybe we should be called the Mad Scrappers. Of course, not because we are angry, but because when the scrapbooking is fiddly, it could also work. Just a thought. Pam says, be careful when you knee with your knee when you dance. Yeah, you may, depending on what we post and what kind of things you may see. I can't do everything that I normally do on my knee at the moment. So yeah, I have no new news since last time. It's still in the same situation. I can dance a little bit, and I need to dance a little bit, one, for mental health, but also because if I totally rest it, it locks up and I lose any small range of motion that I've got. So I need to do some, but I'm not doing anything intense. It made me very sad on Sunday to watch a class that I normally do and then do the beginner's version after I did the super easy version of it. And then would I like to be doing the other things? Yes. But also I want it to heal. So when I'm dancing with him, I can do silly little things, but you may notice if you pay a lot of attention. Oh no, you may notice that like I can't, well, I've been telling my friends my retire is a coupe. So like I can't put my left foot to my knee. It stops at about my ankle. So yeah, don't judge me on my technique. I'm just hobbling around. All right. So there we go. I'm going to let the gold mist dry. I'm going to think about the journaling and the title. But that's it. If you like this layout, if you like the chit chat, if you like the February pages all together, I would love for you to take the time to give this a thumbs up. I know if you watch on the TV, it's a little annoying. But if you can log in at some point and hit that button, then you get super duper extra hearts. Look, whoop, 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 whoop. You get all those hearts from me to you. And I'll go ahead and end the poll now, and we will we'll have a little think about. So 55% of you think you're the boopers, the teeny boopers. Right. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week. The March kit, I'll be cutting into it on Friday. But if you subscribe and have your notifications on, we'll see if I manage to share some other stuff with you between now and then. Thanks so much. Have a great one. Bye-bye.